Chosen one, the fact that you're listening to these words right now is not a coincidence. Something deep in your spirit drew you here, a quiet but insistent pull guiding you to this exact moment. Right now, you stand on the brink of extraordinary breakthrough, closer than you've ever been before. You may have felt tested, pushed to your limits, unsure if you'd ever reach the promise you sensed was meant for you. But I'm here to tell you that you have passed. The trials, the countless nights questioning your path, the tears shed behind closed doors, all of it has been preparing you for the unveiling of something greater. You're on the verge of crossing the finish line, a threshold that separates the old version of you from the new. And now is not the time to turn back or doubt your worthiness. You've invested so much of your heart, your energy, and your faith. The path ahead might seem blurred by the many experiences you've had, but trust that you have passed the essential tests. You are so close, closer than your eyes can see. Even before you realized it, every stumbling block was guiding you. Every setback was like a teacher, showing you hidden strengths and forging new resilience within. In the midst of darkness, you discovered sparks of light that kept you moving forward. And now that light within you is about to burst into a radiant glow, illuminating your destiny in ways you never thought possible. People may have underestimated you, dismissed your dreams, or doubted your capacity. Perhaps you even doubted yourself, questioning if you had the courage or talent to transcend your circumstances. But see how far you've come. Look at the scars that have become symbols of your triumph. Look at the lessons that have shaped you into a person who refuses to yield to adversity. You didn't come this far by accident. No, you have come this far because a divine hand has been guiding you, ensuring that every twist and turn in your journey was not in vain. You are so close, and you have passed the tests that matter most. All that is left is the final stretch of faith, the last few steps of trust before everything aligns in your favor. There is a special power in understanding that you are right on the edge of a shift. It causes something within you to awaken, a mixture of anticipation, hope, and even a little bit of nervous energy. Let that feeling guide you, not intimidate you. The uncertainty you feel is part of your soul's growth. It pushes you to rely on the universal forces that have been faithful to you all along. The voice that whispers, "You're not ready," or "What if you fail?" is the echo of old experiences that no longer define you. You've outgrown them by walking through each challenge and emerging with deeper insight. Yes, fear might still be present, but it can stand side by side with courage. Courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means you have decided to move forward despite it. And that decision is the reason you have passed every test thrown your way. Now watch how the universe conspires to help you finish strong. Take a moment to remember the exact times you almost gave up. Maybe it was because you felt all doors were closed, or perhaps you lacked support from people you thought you could rely on. Yet something in you would never quite allow surrender. It's as if an unseen hand held you up at the brink, whispering, "Not yet, there is more for you." That whisper was your confirmation. Your heart resonated with it, even if your mind was uncertain. And each time you found a way to press on, you were developing spiritual muscles, strengthening your resolve. This is the intangible quality that not everyone possesses, the unwavering spirit that marks you as chosen. Now, with so many lessons behind you, your next chapter awaits. You have proven yourself not to the world alone, but to your own spirit, and that is what it means to have passed. You overcame yourself, your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, and rose to a new level of understanding. You might be wondering, if I have passed, why do I still feel this tension inside? That tension isn't a sign of failure, it's the final stage of the process, a refining pressure that clarifies your true path. Think of it like the final days before a flower blooms. Right before it opens, there is a visible tightness in the bud, a build-up of energy that has nowhere to go but out into the world. That is you right now, a bud that has absorbed the nutrients of every storm, every burst of sunshine, every dark night. In just a moment, that final test concludes and you burst forth, revealing the beauty of everything you've cultivated. All that's required is a bit more patience and confidence in the inevitability of your growth. You will see signs all around you, subtle confirmations that your time is near. Perhaps you stumble upon a quote or a conversation that directly addresses the worries on your mind. Or maybe a new opportunity lands at your feet just when you thought you had missed your chance. These synchronicities are not random. They are the universe telling you, you have passed. Keep going. When you embrace the truth that you have passed, you also realize that your reward is more than just an outcome. It's the transformation within you. Yes, there might be tangible benefits, breakthroughs in your career, healing in relationships, fresh inspiration in your creativity. But the truest treasure lies in the strength of spirit that can never be taken away. Once you conquer a mountain within, you can't unsee the expansive view. Each challenge that once seemed insurmountable now appears as a stepping stone, guiding you to even greater heights. That's the gift you receive from passing life's tests, an unshakable awareness of what you are truly capable of. No matter what storms may arise in the future, you'll face them knowing you've already endured so much and emerged victorious. Sometimes life's tests come not as dramatic crises, but as subtle moments of choice. Maybe you faced the temptation to compromise your values or settle for a path that didn't honor your calling. In those moments, you decided to stay true, even if it cost you comfort or short-term approval. Those decisions, quiet yet profound, are the building blocks of your highest destiny. They are the intangible ways you prove yourself worthy of the next level. When the universe observes your commitment to integrity, it rearranges circumstances to support you, even if it initially appears you stand alone. Over time, you realize you are never alone at all. A divine presence has been orchestrating everything, ensuring that your faithfulness bears fruit. That's how you know you passed. You look around at your life and realize that even the negative outcomes eventually led you to something positive. Hindsight becomes a testament to the unseen goodness that has trailed you every step of the way. If you question how close you truly are, pay attention to your spirit. Are you feeling an excitement that borders on restlessness? That is often the final clue. You sense change is in the air. Some days it might feel like everything is moving too slowly, but deep down, there's an undeniable feeling that any moment things could shift drastically in your favor. This isn't wishful thinking. It's an inner knowing that arises when your soul resonates with the future that's already forming for you. Yes, you are that close. Keep the flame of hope alive. You didn't endure everything just to remain stagnant. Your new season is already forming beneath the surface of your everyday reality, ready to sprout into visible existence. I want you to internalize something powerful. The finishing line is actually a beginning in disguise. Passing a test means you level up, but it also means you start a new adventure. Each chapter closes only to open another, and with every new chapter comes fresh challenges that bring forth deeper strength. Yet the difference now is that you carry the knowledge of your victories. You stand on a foundation built on perseverance, spiritual maturity, and unwavering trust. This changes how you approach what's next. You don't walk timidly, uncertain if you have what it takes. Instead, you walk with a grounded assurance that no matter what arises, you are strong enough to overcome. This aura of confidence is precisely what draws more blessings and aligned opportunities your way. The universe responds to your energy, and an energy of readiness invites wonders. Let's bring in some practical wisdom. Now that you've passed a critical threshold, how do you capitalize on it in everyday life? One powerful step is to refine your daily habits. Understand that your routine either feeds your growth or undermines it. If you've been journaling sporadically, now is the time to journal consistently, capturing the insights and feelings you experience in this high-energy phase. Write about the small victories, the meaningful coincidences, and the incremental progress you make each day. This act cements your mindset in gratitude and forward momentum. Another step is to evaluate how you spend your time. Are you devoting energy to what aligns with this new level you've attained? If not, shift your priorities. Seek out information, courses, or communities that resonate with the future you are creating. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to remain in the growth zone. The closer you are to your breakthrough, the more crucial it is to protect your energy and your focus. Consider a real-life example to ground these ideas. Picture a student who's been working tirelessly on an advanced degree. Hours of study, late nights, missed social gatherings. In the final semester, they might feel exhausted, uncertain if they can sustain the effort. But they push through and pass their final exams, stepping across the stage to receive that diploma. It's a culmination of all their dedication. But it's also the start of something brand new. Perhaps a career, new responsibilities, and fresh dreams. The same principle applies to your spiritual or personal journey. Passing the test is both an ending and a beginning. You now possess a credential, a spiritual or emotional degree of sorts, that qualifies you for the higher realms of your calling. The difference is that your degree isn't recognized by institutions, but by the universal forces. Yet its power is just as real, if not more so. The new doors that will open for you are waiting for your arrival. All you need to do is step forward with faith that you've been certified by your experiences. You might be thinking, I still see no major evidence of my breakthrough. That's where unwavering faith enters. Often, the biggest transformations happen in the invisible realm before they manifest in the tangible world. Like seeds sprouting underground, the process is hidden until it breaks through the soil. Use this time wisely. Celebrate the small confirmations that do show up, no matter how modest they seem. Did you get an unexpected piece of encouragement that day? Did a lingering worry resolve in ways you couldn't have planned? These are subtle indicators that your new season is forming. By recognizing them, you amplify your gratitude, and gratitude has a magnetic effect on blessings. The more you appreciate, the more reasons to appreciate appear. This synergy speeds up the manifestation of the life you've envisioned. Chosen one, I urge you to respond to this moment. If your heart resonates with everything you've heard, and you're ready to declare victory over your trials, go ahead and comment the number 777 below. This is more than just a random act. Consider it a symbolic, energetic exchange. When you type those digits, you set in motion a wave of faith and alignment, not only for yourself, but also for others who see your commitment. That collective energy of 777 is a reminder that you have passed and that you're stepping into a dimension of favor and fulfillment. In a way, it's a digital signature to the universal contract that states you're ready to embrace all that's meant for you. So do it now. Comment 777 and let that serve as a catalyst for deeper transformation. You might wonder why these repeated symbolic acts, such as commenting certain numbers, hold any value. Beyond the digital space, it's about taking a concrete action that affirms what your spirit already knows. Much like writing down goals or speaking affirmations aloud, the act of typing 777 forces you to move from a state of contemplation into a small but potent gesture of commitment. Each time you see that number or remember you left that comment, you reaffirm your bond with the next chapter of your journey. It might be intangible, but intangible forces are precisely what shape the tangible world. By participating, you confirm your readiness to walk in faith, standing firmly on the truth that you have passed and are now rising to claim your reward. Passing a test in life doesn't mean you won't face new challenges. Rather, it indicates that you are equipped to handle what comes next. So don't interpret new obstacles as signs of failure. Instead, see them as the universe's invitation to step further into the power you've cultivated. Each new struggle is another chance to stand in your proven resilience. You've come too far to waver now. If negative thoughts or voices try to creep in and tell you that you were mistaken, that you haven't truly passed, silence them with the evidence of how far you've come. Remember those moments you overcame. Replay the times you found solutions in impossible circumstances. Use them like a shield against doubt. This mental exercise reactivates the strength built up in your spirit, reminding you that you do indeed have the capacity to continue forward. In practical terms, this might mean taking a risk that once terrified you. Perhaps it's finally scheduling that meeting with a potential mentor or client. Maybe it's investing in that personal development program you've been eyeing but hesitated to purchase. Or possibly it's having a difficult conversation with someone that you've been dreading. These actions show the universe you believe in your new capacity. You are demonstrating that you trust you have passed the preliminary tests and are ready for advanced assignments. It's like telling God, I'm no longer walking in the consciousness of who I was. I'm walking in the consciousness of who I've become. That alignment between your self-perception and your actions is a powerful force. It says you're prepared to cooperate with divine timing. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to flourish almost magically once they break through a personal barrier? It's as though their entire life velocity changes. What used to be months of waiting for a small breakthrough transforms into a chain reaction of blessings that come one after the other. This phenomenon isn't random. It happens because once you evolve past a certain point, you're no longer restricted by the same limitations. Suddenly, what was once improbable becomes inevitable. Opportunities and allies appear as if called by your new vibration. It can feel surreal, and you might pinch yourself to see if it's really happening. But yes, it's real. And it's precisely what happens when someone has truly passed the test. The universe acknowledges your readiness by accelerating events. The reason? You have proven you can handle the weight of your new level. So don't be shocked if, in the coming days or weeks, you find yourself in a flurry of activity. That flurry is confirmation, an energetic sign that your big moment is unfolding. At this stage, it's crucial to guard your mindset. Growth can be exhilarating, but it can also trigger old insecurities. Remember that success can be as intimidating as failure. You might suddenly fear that you can't maintain this new level, or that you'll somehow mess it up. Understand these fears are ghosts of your old self, the one who once believed you weren't worthy or capable. But you have the power to exorcise those ghosts simply by living in your truth. Affirm daily, I have passed and I am ready. This statement reaffirms your identity in the present tense rather than in the uncertain future, because the greatest shift happens when you stop saying I will be and start saying I am. On the topic of fear, let's acknowledge that it can sometimes be a useful signal. Fear indicates that you're stepping into territory where you have to rely on faith and intuition rather than the safety net of what's familiar. It's like a cosmic blinking light telling you, you are entering a realm of potential transformation. Instead of viewing fear as a stop sign, see it as a flashing arrow directing you towards your breakthrough. After all, you haven't come this far to settle for comfort zones that no longer fit your destiny. You're at a turning point where taking one bold step can flip the narrative of your life from trying to succeed to actively succeeding. Let fear be your ally in identifying those moments of great significance, then bravely step through them. Remember, you're not just moving for yourself. There are people who look to you for inspiration, whether you know it or not. Family members, friends, strangers on social media, someone out there needs to witness your success to believe in their own potential. You pass the test for them as much as for yourself. The chain reaction of personal breakthroughs can ripple through families, communities, and even across the globe in subtle ways. That's the magnitude of stepping into your calling. It's about co-creating with a divine design that lifts you and others in one graceful motion. So when you hesitate, recall that it's not merely your dream at stake, it's also the spark you offer to those who need hope. Now is a good time to think about your environment. You might have grown in ways that no longer match certain people or spaces in your life. Passing a test sometimes means you need to let go of what used to be normal. If you find you're clinging to relationships that undermine your newfound growth, or routines that sabotage your fresh perspective, it's time to pivot. This can be challenging, as human beings tend to resist change, even good change. Yet, refusing to adjust your environment can stifle the blessings that are waiting. Just like a plant needs fresh soil and adequate light to thrive after it sprouts, you need the right conditions to flourish in your new season. Seek out mentors, communities, and resources that celebrate your victories and encourage further exploration of your potential. Let's incorporate another practical tool: visualization. You've passed the intangible tests, but your mind sometimes needs a tangible image to latch onto. Take a few minutes each morning or evening to close your eyes and envision yourself living in the reality where your blessings have fully manifested. Feel the emotion of gratitude, the excitement of new possibilities, and the peace that comes with divine affirmation. Visualization, coupled with consistent action, is potent. It aligns your subconscious mind with your conscious intentions, making your daily choices more intuitively aligned with your goals. Athletes do this, entrepreneurs do this, and spiritually awakened individuals do this because it works. This practice is a daily reminder that you're not waiting for some distant miracle. You're stepping into the miracle that's already forming around you. As you continue, be sure not to let perfectionism trip you up. You don't need to know every step. Often, the universe only shows us the immediate next step, trusting us to move in faith. Each time you act on the guidance you do have, the next piece of the puzzle appears. This pattern repeats until you suddenly look around and realize you're in the place you once only dreamed about. It's a dance between you and the divine, where your willingness to act invites further revelation. Resist the urge to freeze because you can't see the entire road. No one ever sees the entire road. The power of having passed is that you know enough to take the first step. That's all you need to continue momentum. Some individuals interpret passing tests strictly in religious or spiritual frameworks, while others see it in secular or psychological terms. No matter how you frame it, the essence remains the same: growth, transformation, and leveling up in your personal journey. You have done precisely that. The universe, or God, or whatever higher principle you acknowledge, has recognized your readiness. You stand at the brink, so close to the next grand unveiling. Therefore, walk boldly. The worst thing you could do now is to shrink back in false humility or disbelief. Your humility was forged in the struggles that taught you compassion, empathy, and perseverance. Now that you carry these virtues, humility is naturally part of your character. You don't need to shrink to prove it. Stand tall, confident in the calling upon your life, and let your humility be reflected in how you serve others once you fully rise. Speaking of serving others, remember that your elevation always has a purpose beyond personal gain. The tests you passed taught you how to be a torchbearer in a world that can feel dark. Even if your calling is in a realm like business, art, or family life, the light you carry can illuminate the path for others. By fulfilling your destiny, you open doors for them to see what is possible for themselves. This synergy is how humanity collectively ascends to higher levels of consciousness and well-being. So if doubts surface about whether your personal dreams matter, remind yourself that each of us is like a puzzle piece in a grand cosmic picture. Your success isn't about self-indulgence, it's about fitting into the greater mosaic that uplifts everyone. Think about a small seed planted in the soil. It undergoes stress as it germinates, pushing through dirt to reach sunlight. Once it breaks through, it starts to grow leaves, eventually bearing fruit or flowers. The tests you faced were like the soil pressing in on you. The reason seeds are planted deeper is so their roots grow strong and stable before they reach the surface. You have been growing roots this entire time, roots of wisdom, character, and faith. Now, as you break through, you'll discover the sunlight of your destiny shining upon you. You've officially passed the stage of germination. This metaphor might seem simple, but it holds timeless truth. Nature has always mirrored our own journeys. If you observe it closely, you'll see that everything in life thrives after periods of challenge and adaptation. You, dear chosen one, are part of this grand design. It's no secret that life remains unpredictable. Even as you celebrate having passed, unexpected twists can still appear. But you face them differently now. With each new wave, your spiritual buoyancy keeps you afloat. You've learned that adversity isn't a final verdict. It's merely a chapter in an ongoing story. That understanding alone transforms how you handle challenges. Rather than seeing them as reasons to doubt, you see them as reasons to adapt, to pray more, to refine your strategy, or to deepen your commitment. That resilience is the hallmark of someone who has passed not only life's tests, but also their own personal thresholds of doubt and fear. Whenever you feel that tension inside, remember who you are now compared to who you used to be. Let that awareness fill you with a quiet sense of victory and a readiness to tackle whatever is next. If you're at a crossroads where an important decision looms, maybe a big career change, a relocation, or a shift in your personal life, this is the ideal time to act. The momentum of having passed gives you an advantage. Doors you knock on now will be more likely to open. Your intuition is sharper, your faith is deeper, and your sense of timing is more precise. Take advantage of this energetic window. Move forward boldly, trusting that even if the path meanders, you're being guided. The universe orchestrates events for those who show up wholeheartedly. Don't miss the timing by overthinking. You have the credentials, the spiritual authority, to walk through gates that were previously locked. In addition, as you transition into this new phase, watch for subtle nudges from your intuition about rest and self-care. Passing a major milestone can sometimes leave a person feeling burnt out if they aren't mindful. It's okay to take small breaks, to breathe, to reflect on your journey. These pauses aren't signs of laziness or complacency. They're strategic moments to let your next steps crystallize. Engage in prayer, meditation, or quiet reflection to integrate all you've learned. Imagine it as allowing your mental and spiritual muscles a brief moment of recovery, so you can surge forward again with renewed vigor. Balance is key in sustaining the momentum you fought so hard to gain. A valuable exercise you can start today is a daily recap. At the end of each evening, ask yourself, how have I embodied my new level today? This question helps you remain consistent. Maybe you avoided an old habit or responded to a challenging situation with more grace than before. Perhaps you stepped out of your comfort zone in a small but meaningful way. Celebrate those instances. Write them down if you can. This builds a positive feedback loop that keeps your focus on growth rather than on any lingering self-criticism. Over time, you realize how these small daily alignments compound into major leaps forward. Now let's circle back to the reason for this message. You're so close, and you've passed. The atmosphere around you is brimming with possibility, like the hush right before an orchestral climax. You sense it in your core, that stirring that says your life won't stay the same for much longer. And you are correct. You've done your part, braved the storms, learned the lessons, and evolved beyond your old limitations. The next part of your story is about receiving what you have prepared for. It's about stepping onto a stage you've been rehearsing for all this time. Is it nerve-wracking? Perhaps. But it's also thrilling because you're fully aware that you've been summoned to this place of abundance, influence, or fulfillment. It's your calling, and no force can keep it from you now that you're aligned. Therefore, do not be shy in claiming the magnitude of what's coming. Sometimes people minimize their desires out of fear of disappointment, but that only signals the universe that you're not sure you're ready. Boldly affirm the scale of your vision, trusting that you have the capacity to steward it wisely. Declare that you welcome the responsibilities, the blessings, and the breakthroughs that accompany your new level. Hold your head high, not from arrogance, but from a humble realization that you carry a piece of the divine's plan within you, and that plan is grand, purposeful and unstoppable. Chosen one. If you feel this truth resonate in your soul, comment 777 below. Let this be the moment you publicly and energetically commit to walking in the fullness of all you've endured and learned. Let the world witness your declaration that you've passed through the fires and are emerging with purified purpose. Whether you're watching this at midnight or midday, your act of faith transcends time. The synergy of thousands of like-minded souls all stepping into their breakthroughs is immeasurable. You become part of a community of overcomers, each blazing their own path, collectively raising the vibration of hope and possibility in the world. As you move forward, remember to keep your heart open. Challenges may still exist, but you've proven that perseverance is in your DNA. Keep planting seeds of kindness, generosity, and service. The universe has a way of multiplying what you sow in faith. Each act of goodness returns to you, often multiplied beyond your wildest dreams. This is the law of reciprocity, an echo of divine love that ensures those who give from a pure heart never truly run empty. Having passed your tests, you'll find new levels of compassion within yourself, an empathy forged in adversity that allows you to lift others up as you climb. This generosity of spirit not only benefits those around you, but also enriches your own journey. By becoming a vessel of blessings, you position yourself to receive even more. Let your life be a testimony that obstacles are not permanent barriers, but invitations to discover just how much power and grace lie within. Let your life be living proof that the final say belongs not to adversity, but to perseverance guided by faith. The world needs your story, your living example of turning trials into triumph. Each day you continue, you write a new line in that story, a narrative that someone else might read and realize they too are capable. In that sense, your personal victory extends far beyond your own sphere, becoming a beacon for others in darkness. This is how you ensure that the tests you passed do not remain private achievements but become a part of collective transformation. When you wake up tomorrow, remember this conversation. Recall the certainty that you are so close and that you have indeed passed. Let it color the way you greet the day, shaping your attitude and choices. Maybe start the morning with a posture of gratitude, listing out just 3 things you're thankful for. Things that reflect your recent breakthroughs. Then proceed with an intentional step that aligns with your next level. It could be as grand as a career move, or as subtle as reaching out to someone to express forgiveness. Everything you do in that day stands as a testament that you've broken free from old cycles. Gradually, you'll see how a series of mindful days converge into a radically different life. Stay mindful also of your words. The declarations you speak over yourself are powerful. When you say, "I am unstoppable, I am favored," or "I am aligned with divine timing," you aren't just rattling off empty statements. You're programming your mind and spirit to operate at that frequency. Conversely, words of doubt or negativity set your energy back. So be vigilant. Speak blessings over your own life, reminding yourself of the truth you discovered. If you catch yourself thinking or saying something contrary, gently correct it. This is an ongoing process, a reconditioning that ensures you remain aligned with your rightful position. As you uphold positive, faith-filled words, the atmosphere around you responds accordingly. Finally, let this entire message serve as a sacred reminder that your story is far from over. You've reached a major checkpoint, but your destiny continues to unfold. Passing the test was never about ending the journey. It was about equipping you for greater experiences that lie ahead. The part of you that once felt uncertain or incomplete has now evolved into a new expression of wholeness. Let yourself be excited about the infinite possibilities that open up when a chosen one realizes they have indeed passed. Stand in that truth, walk in that authority, and live in such a way that your presence brings hope to everyone you encounter. With all that in your heart, take a final moment to breathe and acknowledge how extraordinary this moment is. You are literally steps away from what you once prayed for, worked for, and envisioned. The universe has seen your diligence, your tears, and your steadfast spirit, and it echoes this resounding affirmation. You passed, and you are so close. Embrace these words, let them settle into your soul, and move forward with the confidence that everything you've endured has led you to precisely where you need to be. You are more than a conqueror. You are a beacon of possibility, and your reward is knocking at the door. Answer it, celebrate it, and never look back. You have passed, dear chosen one, and your future shines brighter than ever.